All right. Take two over here. I think the audio, we got it fixed. The microphone was not working, so let's try that again. Let's connect it up for the stream here. I don't know what's going on for that, but let me see what we got for the live chat. There we go. So we're connecting here. Sorry for the technical difficulties right off the gate. It's one of those Sundays, and yep, it's one of those days, but we keep rolling, rocking and rolling. February 2nd, February 21st, 2021. I can't speak. Trying to do like 80 different things right now. It's one of those Sundays. Woke up with a headache, sinus pressure from my Humira yesterday, and you know how it's going right now. But we're going to do here, we're going to do there, connected. There we go. All right. Sorry about that, but one of those things, that's just how it rolls sometimes. So thank you guys for joining me this Sunday, February 21st, 2021. Sorry for the technical speaking there. One of those days, but thank you guys for joining me. Today technically is the return of The Walking Dead for AMC Plus and Premier members. You could have watched it, I think, technically last night. A lot of places had access to it, and there's been clips online and stuff and sneak peeks and everything. So I'm like, man, I know that I have not seen the episode yet. I will probably watch it either later today or tomorrow. But tonight, if you don't have The Walking Dead on there, so Alex, what's going to happen in the episode? That's in other videos. I'm not going to talk about the entire thing like, oh, it's going to start with Maggie and Judith and they're walking and they're talking and they see Negan and it's a tumultuous situation, and then we're going to see Daryl and Carol talking and this and that. We'll talk about that next week when we actually see the episode, or I actually see the episode. So I can't say that I have seen it because I haven't. I'm going to watch it probably later today or tomorrow or before next Sunday, before my next live stream. I would hopefully have seen it. But tonight, AMC, if you have regular AMC, not AMC Plus, Premiere, anything like that, regular cable television, they have the Walking Dead Season 10 preview special. That is tonight at 9 o'clock, I believe. So I guess it's the regular time. So it's the preview special tonight, and The Walking Dead returns the next Sunday. It feels like the soft opening of an episode tonight. Like, how many people are going to watch it on AMC Plus? How many are going to watch it on Premiere? How many people are going to watch it next week? I don't know if someone's going to watch it tonight and then watch it again next week, but I guess you could watch it tonight early and get the AMC Plus trial. You can get a 7-day trial and watch it early. But I don't think it's that much warranted to get the service because of that, because it's a lot of money, right? It's not, but it is. If you're going to have, you can get it without a cable subscription. You can get it on Amazon, or on Amazon Fire Stick. You can get it as, I think it's like $10 a month versus $5 a month if you have cable. Is it worth it? I don't know. It's debatable. Some people say good, some people there, some things are there too. I guess Spaz says, really good episode. Good one to start off the bonus 6. So good. They saw it, Spaz. But, we're going to know some information, and we knew a couple weeks ago that when the spoilers came out, when people saw it. So I know that it's good to have The Walking Dead back, right? Whether it's tonight, you're going to watch it next week. It just feels like The Walking Dead is back. But I also know that it's going to be like that. 6 weeks, 6 episodes, it's going to be over before you know it, right? It's one of those things where you're like, it's good to have these 6 extra episodes, but it's a tease because we're used to 8 and then a break and then 8. But I'll take it. I'll take the episodes. 6 episodes is better than nothing. We should just be grateful that we got episodes, right? With the pandemic, with so much stuff that's going on in the world, they were back filming somewhat quickly. After watching season 10, episode 16, that was supposed to happen, almost a year ago, last April. And then we had to wait all year, basically, all the way to the different thing in October. So, Tyler Barton, will you do a video breakdown of the Q&A spoilers? I'll do a video breakdown of it. I'll do a breakdown of the information that we get, and I would assume we'll get something this week. More and more people are going to see the episode because you can watch a lot of the clips online right now. You can see the whole thing with Maggie and Herschel and the Reapers and Negan and Maggie and Daryl, and you can see a lot of it, if not all the episode. And then later when it comes out, it'll probably be in different spots on there as well, but I don't want to ruin it for anybody here. So ultimately, guys, The Walking Dead season 11 is filming still. I think they're going to jump out the gate with the Commonwealth. I think they're going to go right there for our group going to the Commonwealth to, start that whole thing, because after these 6 extra episodes, which are basically the last stop before season 11, it's going to feel like backstory, Negan backstory, Maggie backstory, Daryl backstory, where they were over these past years of when Rick went away and Negan was before Negan and the Saviors and everything there. And then we're going to see a thing with Aaron and Father Gabriel and Maze. And I just found out the name after looking at some things this morning of C. Thomas Howell's character. I'm guessing his name is Jethro. So we're going to see him back. We're going to see Magna. We're going to see the Commonwealth. They're going to set some things up for the Commonwealth. We probably won't see Stephanie. We're not going to see the Miltons. I think the best case we're going to see is Lance in the 6 extra episodes, which is probably going to be 1 episode for it. And it may be a little, clip of them going towards the Commonwealth, like eventually leaving the train yard, but probably that's it, because they were really limited for where they could film. They couldn't go out on too many locations. They filmed a lot in Alexandria, at the studio, in the woods, at AMC Studios. So they were basically on their own property for a lot of their stuff. And so it was much safer for them too. So where's the question here? Wilson says, do you know anything about the Reapers or have any ideas about them? All I know about the Reapers, but it says spoiler warning, so spoilers for that. The Reapers are connected with Maggie and Maggie's group when I believe she went to Tennessee with Georgie. And they were a group that was, I don't know if they were ex-militia, ex-military. You see a guy in a ghillie suit, so are they snipers? Do they have training? Do they have tactical gear? Do they have things? Are they pretty equipped? Yeah, because we're going to lose some characters. Nobody of significance in a couple episodes in season 10C, but the Reapers are going to be a group that is connected with Maggie. I don't know if they were trying to kidnap Herschel or taking Herschel, but we're going to meet one of those characters. If you know the spoilers that I said in the other videos, that you know that I don't know what else we're going to see based on them, but we're going to meet one of them, and he's not going to last out of the episode. So we'll see if there's going to elaborate on that story even more. But I like the name. I like the idea of having other characters out there. But will they be connected with Georgie? Will they be connected in season 11? The Commonwealth, the military, the Civic Republic, something? Maybe. Or maybe it's just filler. Because my fear, I guess, or concern, or whatever you want to say, is that the 6 extra episodes are kind of designed just for the 6 extra episodes, besides the Commonwealth stuff and the tumultuous situation or the tension between Negan and Maggie, which we know is there, and I'm not sure. So where can you watch the episode for free? Not here. That's all I know. There's probably got to be places around. Go check around and you'll be able to find it. There's probably spots for it, but not here. That's for sure. Let me see. Jonathan Wilder, Q&A. Do you think when Rick comes back to the show, Morgan will too? I don't think Rick comes back to the show. And I don't think Morgan comes back to the show. I got to make a video on that because so many people are bringing up the question, will Rick come back for the final season? I just don't think it's going to happen because how can you afford, like AMC is a business, right? And there's been previous cast members that didn't get paid a lot of money and they said that AMC was on the cheaper side of things, that they didn't put a lot of money towards certain things besides giving Norman Reedus $20 million and Melissa McBride all this money and all these characters. Like certain people got paid, like big time paid. And that's what happens for a lot of shows. The first couple seasons, it's low budget. They don't put that much money into shows really in the first season, maybe even the second season, because they don't know if it's going to get picked up. Why put, millions and millions of dollars into a show in the first season? Nobody watches it, poor ratings, and it's gone. A lot of shows don't even make it past the pilots. But The Walking Dead is different. It had a lot of good writers behind it. The story was pretty, good. The director was good. It started off in a good way. The first episode is one of the top 10 best episodes, I think, of the series. It's got to be in your top 10, right? if the first episode does not set the tone, you're going to miss out on things, right? And for that being said, my wife, I got to switch topics a little bit here. My wife and I, we watched the first 2 episodes of The Stand on CBS All Access. It's a Stephen King book, and it's pretty good. It's like a zombie apocalypse story or a dystopian universe or an end of days story without the zombies. There's no zombies in it, but there's something that goes around and kills a bunch of people off, and there's some survivors, and you're trying to see where it's going and everything. And it jumps out right in you like, okay, this show is pretty good, or this show is pretty bad, right? So the element on the flip side, the Stand is pretty good. I want to call it The Strand, but it's not. It's called The Stand. And I think it's 9 episodes. I don't know if there's a second season or what, but we're only on the second episode of the first season, and it's good so far. On the opposite end of that, my wife and I watched Saved by the Bell, the first episode. And it's pretty terrible. If you've ever seen Saved by the Bell, it is a really good show. Back in the late 80s, early 90s, I think it started with that. And it changed from Morning Miss Bliss to Saved by the Bell, and Zach and Slater and all, and Screech and Dustin Diamond just died on there, and it's sad. And it's Saved by the Bell is a show that is probably being watched by the people that watched it back in the day. Maybe they're watching it with their kids, and maybe they're watching it with their cousins and nephews and whoever they're watching it with, right? But the show is really written pretty poorly. They're really cashing in on the nostalgia, the feel of it. What it was back then. You see AC Slater and Jesse Spano, and you didn't see Zach yet, but you're going to see Zach, and you see the kids of certain characters at Bayside, and it's really pulling on the nostalgia of things, but it's just not good. So yeah, it's okay. We're gonna watch it because it's Saved by the Bell, and we'll have that, and we'll see where it is. But the first episode was just like. Bleh. Kami says, I watched Palmer. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed Palmer as well, too. I think it's a good story. I think all the actors and the writing is really good. And, there's things to be said that you need good story and good writing, but also good acting. It makes no difference if you have great actors, but the story sucks. Or you have crappy actors and the story's good. It's like, can you get both? We need both of those things, right? So there's been the little things, great actors, story, pretty poor. And I brought up the idea, months ago about AMC, HBO Max, and we watched Wonder Woman 1984, The Little Things, and what was the latest movie we saw by them? The Judas and the Black Messiah. All 3 movies really weren't good. They were different. The actors, there's a lot of good actors in it, but the stories weren't that good. Even though it's free on HBO Max, luckily I'm glad it is, because the movies, if I saw those in the theater and I paid, $10-$20 for the tickets, and it just was like, nah, it's not good. Not good. But they were okay. They were good. They were decent movies to see. I liked probably Judas and the Black Messiah because it's a true story, or it's inspired by true events or based on a true story. And it's interesting because that really happened to these people. You're like, holy crap, It's just a crazy story for what it is. And I just love finding out, true stuff, what happened, if it's, embellished for shows or what it is. But it's interesting. Donnie T asks, Brian, Q&A, what you think will happen second half of Fear? Any predictions? I don't know about Fear because it could be all over the place. And hopefully you saw one of my later videos about the pictures that came out, the promo photos for The Walking Dead and also Fear the Walking Dead. You see some things that are given away. So you know that Fear the Walking Dead, Morgan is going to take people back to his, I guess, sanctuary, the dam, I guess what it is, right? It's a dam without water. So you're going to bring people back there. We see Daniel is with Morgan in a open building that they're building, I guess, like a thing with a roof and structures around it. So I guess they're building stuff there. So Daniel makes it. Strand goes there. So there's a great picture of Strand, Sherry, Dwight, Morgan, and Alicia. So what is this? The meeting of the minds? Is Strand going against Ginny? Is Ginny gone? Is Sherry working with people, trying to work together for the future? Because if they work together, It would be far better than fighting each other all the time, right? But the show needs the drama and the problems. It's already bad enough. It's a zombie apocalypse. You have to worry about food, famine, health, the zombies, a clean water, waste distribution, staying alive. It's just like there's so many other things to worry about. People on top of that, it's like, come on, can we just work together to get this done? But that's the problem too. People want power. People want things to rule over other people. So it's definitely something that is thrown into in every zombie apocalypse story or dystopian thing or end of time story, that people are a problem. It's just a thing that it makes sense too. So, let me see. Michael Kalka. Hey, brother. Question. Have you seen the sneak peek 1018 Leah in the mobile home? No, I haven't seen it yet. I know it's online, but it's kind of crazy that we already have a sneak peek leaked. The episode hasn't even come out for a lot of people yet, but then we have the 1018 sneak peek from The Talking Dead, and it's just so many things are coming around and jumping around, and that's on AMC. If AMC doesn't release things, like if they don't release the sneak peek on the AMC Plus or Premier Services or whatever they do on there, we couldn't be able to see that. So you can blame spoiler groups and this and that. And remember when the Spoiling Dead fans got all this hate, like, why would you do this? Why would you do that? All this stuff would be coming out there. Well, AMC's doing that stuff too. It's not just, spoiler groups. It's people that know things, but they also pay attention. It's definitely something that if you pay attention to things and you keep track of the different things come out, you can find out a lot of good information without having to do really get into it too far. So I have not seen it, but I know 1018 is Leah, Daryl, and people are already mad about Leah and Daryl. Imagine when the episode airs and more people see it. Daryl's with a woman? I thought Daryl was this. I thought Daryl was going to be with Carol. Daryl should be with Carol. Daryl should be with Connie. Daryl should be with this. I mean, Daryl should just be Daryl. And if he's going to end up with a guy, a girl, Carol, Connie, whatever it is, let's let the story unfold. But at the time, we know it's back in the day. Carol is with Ezekiel. Connie's not even around yet. And Daryl met this woman. So he didn't cheat on Carol. He didn't cheat on Connie. He didn't end up if Carol is with Ezekiel, she's not with Daryl. And they're not together. But people want that to happen so bad. Which it may happen in the spinoffs. They're going to save some things for the Daryl and Carol show. They want you to watch that. They want you to watch all that stuff. And if Rick comes back for the final season of The Walking Dead, who cares about the movies, right? Who cares? Who cares about it? We already saw him on the show. But AMC and Universal and Skybound and AMC Studios and everything that's connected with The Walking Dead, they want you they want you to have cable, buy AMC Plus or Premiere, buy the shows, buy the t-shirts, buy the merch, buy the products, buy the figures, buy. Comes back to revenue, comes back to the bottom line as they're trying to make money on it. They're trying to have all these things come back to the bottom line is they want you to buy their stuff. They want you to watch the ads. They want you to have the services. They want you to, hey, you don't want commercials? Get AMC Plus. Get AMC, Premiere, whatever you want to do, or have regular cable and watch a billion commercials, and we're going to get that money somehow. So they're going to stretch it out. They're going to stretch out the AMC or the Walking Dead name for the Walking Dead main show, then this Carol and Daryl spinoff, then Tales of the Walking Dead. Plus, you want to see Rick again? You got to go to the movies. They know we love Rick. Right? Even if you don't love Rick, I guess you'd say you are interested in the Rick story. Rick is the Walking Dead. Rick is the face of the Walking Dead. Rick is the main purpose of the show, the story of it for a lot of people. It's debatable if Daryl really is now, because he really was for a long time, since Daryl was a different character in season 1. He was supposed to die right away in season 1. Imagine that if he died in the first season. That would be crazy. The show would not have lasted as far as it did. It probably would have been so different for many different factors, but, it didn't happen for it. Rick, the movies, I think that's the best bet to see it. And if Rick's going to be in the movies, how can he be on the show with the timeline of this and that and jump around? Well, if Rick comes back, we're going to see where Rick was. If Rick comes back and Michonne's not there, how does it line up with that? And RJ and Judith and Rick. We want to have Rick, Michonne, RJ, Judith reunite. And where's it going to happen? Most likely the movies. They're going to make you buy that in a movie. They're not going to bring that to the show. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. So for me, at least, for a lot of people. But overall, The Walking Dead is still good. It's still relevant. It's still something that's important for a lot of people. But ultimately, it's a show. It's fiction. It's not real life. And people get upset about things they care about. If they care about so many things like Glenn, Carl, Abraham, Negan, whatever it is, right? You're gonna call these people like, I hate Eugene because he did this. How can he do that? I'm gonna get on Instagram and I'm gonna tell all these different things. It's like, separate the character versus the acting. Like, how about the guy that plays Jared on The Walking Dead? He's not a nice guy. He's a terrible character in the world of The Walking Dead for our group. For the Saviors, he's probably a good guy for the Saviors, but for us, he's not. But that actor, I've heard in real life, I've never met him, he's a really nice guy, and people like him. You know, the big thing, too, is when I got a chance to meet David Morrissey on the Walker Stalker cruise and have his panels and do everything like that, I was like, man, I really like that character and actor even more so after meeting him and everything, because I love the idea of seeing an actor and they do a great job as a part, but it's just a part. Like Jeffrey Dean Morgan, he's a nice dude. He's a regular laid-back guy, but he plays Negan. And Negan's not the best guy. He's funny. He's this. He's over the top. He kills some main characters. So you're like, man, you know, it's... But Jeffrey Dean Morgan is a nice guy. And if you ever get a chance to meet him, you'll find out the other way too, you know. Typically, you know, sometimes if you meet a celebrity in the wrong situation, they're not having a good day or something, it's just not good there too. So, John, I do not watch any of those shows. I do not watch anime or Dragon Ball Z or Naruto or Boruto, or I don't watch any of that stuff. Sorry. I mainly watch, I don't watch that much television if you think about it. You know, sports used to really be a big part of my life, but now it's Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead. We're watching different shows on the streaming services that we may catch there, but I'm not, just because anime, I think you have to really be a big part of it. You have to really get into that universe and that thing like Pokemon and stuff, and I just can't. I have so much other stuff going on that it's just not my thing. I know it's a big, huge thing and people love it, but it's just not for me too. Mato, what do you think of the new threat, the Reapers? I have yet to see it, so I have to watch really the Reapers. I know that we're going to meet the guy. He's going to take out some of Maggie's group. I think it's at least 3 people is the word. And they're like no-name characters, so it doesn't really matter. But the Reapers are a threat. They evidently attacked Maggie's group with Maggie, Elijah, Cole, and I guess Georgie in Tennessee is the word. So they're a pretty cool group. They have skills and weapons and some tactics that could be useful against the Civic Republic. So are we learning stuff in these 6 extra episodes, season 10C, for the Commonwealth, Civic Republic, season 11, the big epic showdown that we kind of all want, right? If we don't have a big epic showdown, like we're all trying to get to the point of Infinity War and Endgame, right? Building. The Marvel Cinematic Universe had 3,000 movies up to, I'm just kidding. It's like 30 movies or whatever. It's Infinity War and Endgame. It's kind of like making points. You're hitting these stages all along from Iron Man to Endgame. And then after that is continue on with the story. So The Walking Dead is The Walking Dead season 1 to season 11 and then carry on with the story. They're trying to, they're like this. The Marvel Cinematic Universe came from a comic book. The Walking Dead came from a comic book. We can kind of do that now, right? We can kind of do those things. And if they do it right, they can be pretty cool too. So, I'm sorry, I don't know how to say your name, but you asked, Will Maggie could be the new leader of the Commonwealth? I highly doubt that, because if they went to Tennessee, I don't think that our group, maybe it is. Maybe Tennessee is where the Commonwealth is instead of Ohio. I doubt it, but I don't think Maggie is the leader, because if she was the leader of Hilltop and she left to go be the leader of the Commonwealth and then she left again, She's leaving a lot of communities. That doesn't make too much sense. Remember when so many people were asking or saying they're going to skip the whispers and go right to the Commonwealth? Wrong. They're going to stretch this out. All 193 issues are going to be on the regular TV show, the main TV show, right? They are going to be a big part of that. They are going to draw it out, stretch it out, and really milk that money cow of The Walking Dead dry, because they need to make that money because they bought into the studios. They have 20 acres or 50 acres or 1,000 acres at AMC Studios, whatever it is. I don't know. It's a lot of acres. I'm exaggerating on the acreage, but it's a lot. And they put money into something, right? So if you were a business or you were a business owner or you were a person that invested in something, right? You're like, you know what? I'm going to go and I'm going to put money into a bake shop, right? Whether it's your cousin, your aunt, your uncle, your friend, or yourself. You put money into it, you want a return, right? You want a return on that money. So say you put 10 grand up. When are you going to get that money back? And when are you going to start turning a profit? When are you going to start doing like that? It's terrible to think that way, but that's what things are. They're a business. Hospitals. Fast food places. Anything that has a building, electricity, utilities, whatever it is, it's a business. It requires money to run. And that's just kind of where it is too. So, yeah, a lot of people, I'm trying to get people just spamming the chat on there. But either way, guys, thank you guys for being here. I want to take a second and show you guys some of my magnets that I've made. If you follow me on Instagram at the PT channel or Facebook, you've seen them. So it's a wooden magnet. It's kind of small. I got the magnet on the back so you can see it, that it's really a magnet. And I've come up with the idea of, selling some magnets. So I think that they're pretty cool. This one is, the fighter. It's pretty cool that I think that it kind of goes to the channel, the PT peeps, the fighters for my book series. But this one, it doesn't have a magnet on. I just made this morning. Is that it's purple. And it's purple because it represents multiple things. And it's different because, my fighters, because the book series is Fight For Us. But fighter, like I got a purple one and a black one. And I think of it as and this is a pink one, that it's supposed to be black around the letters. It just didn't come out okay, but it's supposed to be pink. And it's to represent breast cancer for the pink, but purple is for pancreatic cancer and also like Crohn's disease and stomach issues like lupus and everything on there too. So the purple represents that because I have Crohn's disease. And my grandmother died from pancreatic cancer when I was in 5th grade. And it means a lot to me to, and I could have put survivor, but I think fighter is better because it's like survivor means like you're just existing. Like by chance you kept alive. Fighter means like you're actively doing something. Like you're actively fighting against the cancer or the problems in your life. And it's just meaningful to me for it. Sorry. But I didn't think I'd get emotional. Man, it's like when you see that on like TV shows, it's like they're faking, but I'm not. I'm sorry. But anyway, I thought different like Walking Dead ones, like Sonoy is like meaningful to me. And I thought this was pretty cool. Like I know people get this tattooed on them, and it's something that is like, and yet I smile. It's said by Ezekiel, of course. But if you're going through stuff, like people have, tough things in their life. Man, I'm sorry. Whew. I don't know why I get so emotional. I really don't. But like this, like what do you see here when this little it's not a magnet yet, but it will be a magnet. It's what do you like I don't think this turned out that great, but I thought it was pretty cool. So what do you see right there? I just let you post what it is, but it's a windmill. And I'm like, it doesn't look good, but my wife knew what it was, and just a little heart and stuff there too. So, and then this one was just kind of regular ones on there too. So man, I feel like a big baby, but I don't know. I just thought I'd share with you guys. So I have it on, Will said it's a helicopter. It does look kind of like a helicopter with the blades, but it's a windmill. And so I thought those were cool. And I thought this was pretty cool. I made this one this morning too. And if you know the book series that I made, it says Conquer. And if you know the book series, you know that there's a group that kind of represents. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to not color it in all the way. And I think it looks like a good design for it. So I'll put them up for sale. I'll let you know if you, we'll work on something. The postage should be pretty light, and I'll try to get them in like an envelope and protected and everything on there too. So Jen, I'll let me know on Facebook, and it's the orders will be through PayPal again. That it's kind of just something that I'm kind of doing it as a hobby, but I thought it'd be kind of cool to raise money for different organizations for it too. So that's pretty cool. But I'll put some together and try to bundle them together. So we'll work on the pricing, and I might do like 3 for $10 or something, and then give a 4th one for free. So like 4 for $10, or you can pick a 4th one like out of a small thing. I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to get rich off selling magnets, but it'd be a good way to raise money for stuff and a good cause. And I like to have something raise money for it because it's something you get for it too, and it can be a magnet on the refrigerator, and you can see it and think of the channel or think of your loved ones and different things there too. And the community is something that is important to me. And man, I can't believe that I just got emotional like that. Like, when you see it on TV, you just think, oh, they're acting. It's fake. And I'm not that good of an actor. If I was, I'd be on a TV show. I'd be on The Walking Dead. No, I'd be somewhere doing something that was like that. So, and when you see different characters on The Walking Dead, you can buy into it. Like you believe that Daryl is Norman Reedus, and Norman Reedus is Daryl, right? It's like one of those things where you buy into it, you believe it, and you see the different people that you buy into their stuff, and that's what I think is genuine about the show and the casting of a lot of the characters. Is just like, wow, it's just something you buy into. And I guess that's where you go into as an actor, because I know, like, when you see Rick Andrew Lincoln in season 7 episode 1, it's probably one of the best acting I've ever seen. And Norman Reedus does a great job, and everyone in the lineup does a great job. But when Andrew Lincoln's like crying, and he's like, man, I think you put yourself in that mindset of your loved ones, your friends, your family, and losing them, and you just buy into it. And I guess that's what acting is too. So you just put yourself in their shoes, and if you got to cry, it comes out, and it does. Like, it just happens on there too. Like, wow, that was it was like almost like surreal. Like, I couldn't stop, because the world sucks right now for a lot of people. And I live in Florida, so I don't have to worry about a lot of the weather, even though it's a little chillier than the past couple of days. But if you're in Texas and you watch those, imagine if you were at home and you lost power for days, and it's the winter, and it's like 10 degrees in the house, or your pipes burst, and you have water coming in from the ceiling of your house, and like you're flooded, and then it freezes, and it's like all your stuff is gone, and it's just crazy to be like, wow, that's just one of those things where we're like, damn, I couldn't imagine it. I couldn't imagine doing that. And, I've lived through hurricanes and, winds and, disasters and stuff and wind and blizzards in New Jersey and everything. But I just couldn't imagine, losing your house and everything. But wow, I was like, yeah, I'm going to share that. I was like, I'll talk about The Walking Dead, but I'll also share the magnets and I'll show these guys and whatever. And then I'm talking about, pancreatic cancer and my grandmother, when I was in 5th grade and, my struggles with Crohn's disease and everything. It's just like, man, it just hits you hard. And man, I just blubbering like a big baby. So I apologize for that. That was not part of it. That was not a thing that I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to break down and cry on my live stream. Like ridiculous. But it's real life. I'm genuine. I'm human. I'm, transparent for it. So, but, Jay Kennedy says, Oklahoma here, it's been unreal. Yeah, I mean, anywhere like Texas, Oklahoma, Iowa, the South, Mississippi, places that, have no, Virginia even, like places that you got to worry about freezing, not having power, and then they have electric bills that it's crazy, right? So, but if you can, guys, and you get a chance, The Walking Dead is technically back if you have AMC Plus, or you can watch it online. So Julia says, I remember when your power was out for a long time, bro, years ago. Yeah, that was Hurricane, was that Irma? Yeah, that was when we lost power at the house. My wife and I left to go with my wife's family in South Florida. Then we came back. And we didn't have power for like 3-4 days. And then we went to a hotel. And I was like, man, I want to get online and tell people that I'm okay. And then we went to the hotel. I remember we went to the hotel. We got a room. And we got it for 2 nights. I went in, checked at the hotel, took some stuff. We went by my wife's work. She came in and we met there. I was like, okay, the room's good. I'm going to bring some stuff in here. I went back to the house and we had power. Like, what are the odds of that, right? And I was like, we'll just stay the night in the hotel. We'll do that. And then we cancel the next night. And we did that on there too. So, man, I'll never forget that. And it was just crazy. And just losing power for 3-4 days. It feels like the end of the world. It feels like the dystopian, end of days, end of world days without zombies because they're not walking around. But that's what it feels like. You have no power and no things on there too. And, that would probably be one of the toughest parts. And again, if you ever have the chance to watch the Stand on CBS, it's like an end of days virus type thing that hits the planet. And it's definitely interesting because it's a nice take on it. And the writing is good. The acting is good. There's a lot of big actors in it. James Marsden is one of the guys that's in it. Also, speaking of James Marsden, if you ever get a chance to watch Sonic the Hedgehog movie, he's in it. He's like the main human that's in it besides Sonic. Sonic's a digital character, but it's a voice. Jim Carrey, James Marsden, it's actually a better movie than I thought. It's not bad. I grew up playing Sonic and Mario and everything there too, and Sonic it's a decent movie for what it is. Jim Carrey plays a good role for Dr. Robotnik, and it's interesting. It's not a bad movie if you get a chance to see it on there too. So, but so I have not seen the episode yet. I hopefully plan to watch it later today or this week. My wife's birthday is this week, so got to do the whole birthday thing and, getting the cake and the food and everything set up for her this week and, try to have a nice birthday because this is the first birthday because last year we weren't in COVID protocol stuff yet. It was March that took over and February is kind of, safe, but now we're still kind of trying to do that thing and play it safe and play in there and, we're not going to see her parents this year and everything. So it's going to be one of those things where we got to have the best fun with it there too. So, but thank you guys for the different sharing things that are on here too. Like I said, my struggles with Crohn's disease and my grandmother dying when I was in 5th grade. That was a long time ago. I was like 10 years old, but it's still something that hits home because pancreatic cancer does not have the best outcomes Like Alex Trebek and Patrick Swayze and millions of other people that aren't famous that had to do with it. It's one of those things where you can't live without your pancreas. You can hopefully have drugs to, cut down the different problems with it and everything, but it's definitely, it's a tough cancer to have. And the purple thing's on there too. So I'm thinking about making more of those, but I don't want to make a bunch of the different magnets if people don't want to, if they don't want that, if people don't want them. So I think I'm going to have a bunch of different designs and then have it set, and people will tell me which ones they want, and then I can make it. I'll keep pictures of them, and then I can make them and make it kind of custom order stuff on there too. Cause I can't really have the man cave will start being being overrun by magnets. So that's what it is. Or the pieces to make the magnets, like the glue, the magnets, the wood, the markers, the paint, the thing, everything in there too. I'll be like, oh man. So, it'll be, it'll be taking over that. So I'm still trying to get rid of some more stuff there. I have a mug that's pretty cool. That it's from Loot Crate. I never used it. I took it out once to show it and put it back in the box. And it's like a walker inside the mug. And it looks like when it's filling up, I never filled it up, but I would assume when the liquid gets lower, you see the zombie head and the body in there too. So it's like half a body in there too. So it's pretty cool. So we'll see where it is. If anybody wants that, we're trying to get rid of some things and clear some stuff out too still, because we still have a bunch of stuff. And I found another Funko Pop of Daryl that I didn't have, that I didn't know. And I found some other stuff and some other stuff that's on there too. So we'll have that getting there. We'll have some videos coming on there too. So the other thing too is, hopefully you guys are everybody being okay. Negan one says, I'm Negan magnet. So you just want the words I'm Negan. I'm trying to stay away from Walking Dead stuff, because that's their stuff. That's the, hey, if I take I'm Negan, they're just words on there too. So I can do custom things a little bit, and I lost connection in the middle of it. So hopefully we'll come back, and I think we're coming back. So sorry, I lost connection on there as well. So Negan one, just let me know in Instagram message or a Facebook message or something like that too. I can draw up a couple things and send you down there, because I want to make sure that things are done right for you guys too. I want JSS. That's a good one. That's a good mic. I like that. So yeah, I like kind of the idea of different things from The Walking Dead that are kind of good for all of us and that people would kind of represent. But JSS, I like that too. So see, Jen says I have a JSS tattoo. So I like that. So that's where I thought and yet I smile was kind of a thing where it's in cursive, so people get that for tattooed, or JSS. Thank you. That's what you guys are giving me some good ideas for sure too. So I love the idea of having the different stuff for it. Raymond Rodriguez says, Walking Dead is back, time to celebrate. Yeah, it's like I said, it feels like it's the soft opening of The Walking Dead, because it's on AMC Plus or Premiere tonight. The preview special is tonight, so it's good. We'll have the preview special tonight. They'll probably give us a clip or something of the episode. I know it's Angela Kang, Seth Gilliam, who's Father Gabriel, Paula Lazaro, who's Princess, and Clark Wolf, I believe her name is. She's the TWU, so the Walking Dead Universe Twitch host. So those four are on there, and plus Chris Hardwick as well, and it's probably at-home edition of it. So that's tonight. If you don't watch the episode tonight, it'll probably be in a lot of places after tonight, just because that's kind of what happens when it goes on AMC Plus and everything. And if you want to wait to watch it there, I know I've talked to some people that says that, they're still going to be filming. I don't know where they're going to be filming this upcoming week, but I know that they're still going to be giving tours. So I actually talked to Mara last night on Facebook. She is one of the people who gives tours for the Georgia Tour Company. And I guess she's Sonoy Princess now. She was Sonoy Rosita. And it's basically the cosplayers who dress up. She used to dress up as Rosita, and now she dresses up as Princess. And it looks really good. She's got a big purple jacket and her hair and everything. It looks really good. She looks like a pretty good cosplayer. And if you ever get a chance to go to Sonoy and take a tour, Georgia Tour Company is the guy now. They are the people now to give tours. There used to be Atlanta Movie Tours, Georgia Tour Company, the Chandler Riggs Dad Tours, and different other tours, but I think Georgia Tour Company is the main one. There may be a different couple smaller tour people that take you around, so it's what it is too. So, Jonathan Wilder, are you asking me what my Facebook is? We have the TWD community Facebook page and group. Also, the PT channel page. You can just give us a follow there. I'm also in there, just my name, Brian Grande PT, for that. If you want to give me a follow for that, or on Facebook, or on Instagram at the PT channel, for sure. So, you guys are talking about different. It's 8 to 10 inches. We're talking about snow over here, man. Snow. I do not recommend being around snow at all, just because it's crazy. That snow sucks. Sorry, I don't know how else to say it. It's good when it's on trees and it's on the lawn and it looks nice and pretty. But when it's on the street and you have snow, ice, black ice, you're skidding, you have no traction. When snow gets all dirty and messy and ugly and just gross, it's just no fun. It's good to see from afar, but it's just not good to fun in there too. It'd be fun in there too. So, Mike says, when Georgia Mercantile was open, the owner offered me a job as a tour guide. Pretty cool, Mike. Yeah. Was that the one that was like the small shop right next to the post office there in Sonoy? Because I know there was a little shop there, and then they moved. I don't know if that was the Georgia Tour Company or if it was Georgia Mercantile. But if you ever get a chance to go to Sonoy, I know it's cool. It's cool to be where they film stuff. It's pretty cool to be right there in Woodbury. It's fun to be just in a bunch of different things where you're like, okay, they were standing right here. Like Andrea shot the Walker right here. Or the governor's house was right there. To go into the Georgia Tour Company and see things. To go into the Woodbury shop and see different merchandise and props that were used there too. To see the German Abraham, Abraham's army down there, take photos. And to go across the railroad tracks and to see where they filmed some of the spot with the train tracks. And to go across from Woodbury and outside of Alexandria. So it's pretty cool to be. It's pretty cool things to be right around there and to see like, oh, this is where Glenn and Enid were standing, or this is where this was, or to see the Claimer house or the Pudding house on there. It's just pretty cool too. So Tyler Farmer says, I love the videos. I appreciate it. Thank you, Tyler, and everybody for being here. I appreciate, you guys just being a part of the community and being a part of things. It was just something that I love to be a part of, and I've been doing this now for over 6 years, and it means a lot to me. And I think we have a lot of great people here, a great community, great connection, great feedback. And, the haters are going to hate. And, I've learned to basically just keep doing what I'm doing and to be part of the community that cares about the community, that cares about The Walking Dead, that cares about the channel, not the haters. Like I don't need to change the music because of the haters. I don't need to change things because of the haters. I should just have done what I was doing and kept the music and kept the intro and kept things that people liked and that supported the channel there too. And, I learned by mistakes and learned through things there too. And it's just one of those things that, and I never thought about it too. I forgot who it was, but somebody wrote their comments and I appreciate them. And I appreciate all you guys, but I appreciate when they told me about that a person a new account was made, I guess, and they posted a comment. And they were like, I can't believe so-and-so said this or blah, 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 right? And then it was a new account. Like they just made the account. And so I guess people come in here and it's a person that changes their name or changes this and they change it so it looks like it's multiple people. That it looks like it's so-and-so on there too. Like, and I can imagine that it's a person that writes a comment, changes their account, likes the comment, joins in, and then does that. And then you have 7, 8, 9 people. They give a thumbs up to a rude, disrespectful, mean comment against me in the channel. And it could be the same people, or it's a group that's connected with those people, or it's bots or trolls or whatever on there too, because people do that. And I've been person, messages you on Instagram and you're like, oh, it's a real person. No, it could be a bot. Could be not a real person that's on there at all. But I think like I'm talking to real people right now. And it's weird to me to think that, wow, there's people that go on YouTube channels and just, are rude, disrespectful, and basically trolling. That's what they do. Like I would never go to a channel and just be like, yeah, and write mean comments. If the channel is not something I'm considered, if I don't like, or the video is not something I like, I just leave. A lot of times I don't write comments that are like, wow, this video is not good, or this person, whatever it is, you just leave. But, when you get bigger and bigger and bigger, it just happens. And, it's just one of those things that I don't like rude, inconsiderate people, like ever. Like I don't like the people who put the shopping cart in the middle of the aisle, walk away from the aisle, and they're blocking it. And like I can't get around. Like I'm just trying to get away from this too. Or the person that, like yesterday, my wife and I, we went to Target, and this person has this, I don't even know what it is. I don't even know what it was. It looked like a Model T car, basically. Like, I don't know how else to explain it or describe it. It's an older car, didn't have turn signals. The guy was doing hand signals out the car. He was like, no. And like, he was going 30 miles per hour in a 35. It wasn't even going the speed limit. And you're like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? Why are you doing this on a Saturday afternoon? Going there and whatever, right? But people don't care. People do what they got to do and just getting around on there too. So, Julie says, you have to be careful. My friend's channel was demonetized because of inappropriate comments, and he has 850,000 subs. Yeah, I can imagine, right? Like, I'm not even close to that, and I have to deal with a lot of stuff. Imagine the people that have thousands and thousands and millions of subscribers. I can just imagine what the crap they have to deal with. Man, still want that goal of 100,000 subscribers. That's still our main thing. That's still our main push. We want as many subscribers as you can have, but we're going to have and still push for that 100,000 subscribers. And we're getting there, guys. I really hope, and I really think we can do it this year. I think we can really do it. The Walking Dead's coming. Well, it is back, but it's like coming. We'll say The Walking Dead is back next Sunday for everybody, even though it's back to people that have, AMC Plus and Premiere and who have access to it. But it's 6 episodes, and then then Fear the Walking Dead's back, and then The Walking Dead World Beyond is filming right now, and I don't know too much about their filming. I know they're still filming in Virginia. There was some photos of a car that had like vines and stuff around it. There was a motorcycle that was kind of ripped apart that was sitting there on the side of the road, and I guess they were setting up filming, and someone went in and took photos of it and everything. There was no cast or anybody around, but they got some photos of it. So it was pretty cool that they're back filming. So if Fear the Walking Dead's still filming, I'm not sure, besides that one day of all that. Fear the Walking Dead was filming either the season 6 finale or season 7 episode 1, and then Coleman Domingo, who plays Strand, said they're going to start filming in a couple months. So I'm just not sure if all 3 shows are filming currently now, or at least they were. That's pretty impressive. So if you have the Walking Dead unit, Fear the Walking Dead unit, World Beyond unit, and then it's different things. Because I know if you watch the behind the scenes clips or video on it, that The Walking Dead for the 6 extra episodes had 2 directors. They did 3 episodes each. They had an A unit and a B unit. And so they had different things. And it was smart because if there was someone who got sick, that would only be an A or a B unit. It wouldn't be everybody on set. And if you've seen the different videos and pictures and everything going around, you've seen the cast with the clear cover. That's not on their face. They have it on their neck. So, because probably if they have makeup or something on, they don't want to have to keep doing it. So they put it this way to block the shield. So it was like blocking it right there, and you can't really hear what I'm talking about. But it was up that way, and I think that was just between takes. Like I don't think they were wearing the face shield when they were filming, because that would have to be edited out and taken out and everything. It just doesn't seem familiar to them. Negan once says, A or B sound familiar. That's true, right? When are we ever going to find out what A and B really mean? What is PPP? What does that really mean? Is that something that was designed for something and now it's not going to ever come back around? Because they need to turn it into something. I think, when you're a writer, whether it's a show or a movie or whatever, sometimes you have best laid plans of things, how they're going to go, and it's structured out for you. And then stuff happens and a cast member leaves or a cast member quits or this happens or budget or something. Things need to change and you have to roll with it and you have to roll with the punches. So I think the PPP card was going to mean something with Heath and this, and then Heath never came back around. And I don't know if Corey Hawkins is ever going to be connected with The Walking Dead again, but I think they're trying to turn it into something else and what it was. So we'll have to see if it actually comes back around to it. Tyler asks, Q&A, do you think Elijah or Cole will die in the series at all? I think Cole might, but I think Elijah will survive and take comic Dante's love interest story with Maggie. That's a good question. We're going to have to see what's up with Elijah and Cole. For those who don't know, Elijah and Cole are with Maggie. They came from Tennessee. They had to deal with the Reapers. But Elijah is the guy with the metal mask that is... He's okay. I don't know how to say his name, but he's Sean in Cobra Kai. He was in Greenland for like 30 seconds, but he takes his mask off and you get to see his face in season 10, episode 17. And so you're going to see Elijah have some connection with Kelly and Maggie. And Cole has some lines with Maggie, and I think the more dialogue and the more I think your point is right. I don't know about the love interest with Maggie. I don't think Maggie's ever going to have another love interest because that was for the comic and the show was the show, and it doesn't make sense for her to have a love interest to bring her back. And there's so much left to do in the story, and there's only 24 episodes left. So, well, no, who knows? There could be a Maggie story after the main show too. Just because we're having the Carol and Daryl show doesn't mean we're not going to have the Maggie story or the Negan story or such and such story, right? But it could happen where Cole dies, or I don't think Elijah and Cole will both die. I think one of them will die. And it's a character that we have to, we have to meet these characters. We have to meet these characters and really connect with them. So if they die, which, it's The Walking Dead, will be impactful. Maybe in the Commonwealth story arc, maybe in the Civic Republic, if we have that too as well. So, Lewis asks, do you collect Walking Dead props, guns or crossbows from the shows, or like a real Lucille? I would definitely collect Walking Dead props, but they're hard to find. They're expensive. I have like a small crossbow that's like a toy crossbow with like little plastic darts or bolts, I should say, little darts from it. I have a real Lucille that was made to me by a company that I don't know if they still make Lucille's, but I have a real Lucille. I have a katana. I have a real katana. I have a replica katana of Michonne's thing. If you definitely want to check out my video, you can see some of my collection there. I have the real Lucille. I turned Lucille into a holiday edition. So if you want to check out those videos, Lewis, on the channel, you can see actually a lot of my collection that I have. And I actually have, I have a replica. They're toys, or the replica one of Michonne was pretty expensive. And also, I guess the replica Lucille was too. So I have a real Lucille made by outside of the AMC, but it's a real bat and it's real barbed wire and it's a real, it's a real deal. And also I have the replica Lucille toy edition too. So what you got here? BJ Logan 007 Q&A. Do you think they'll show a glimpse of Connie and Virgil in these extra episodes? I do not, BJ Logan, because it was stated by Angela Kang that we will not see Connie in the 6 extra episodes because the actress did not film. She was not on set. I don't know if it was connected with COVID and Marvel Eternals, other projects, other things, or she just wasn't on set for it. I think we'll see that in season 11 more than anything. But she'll be mentioned. Connie will be mentioned, I think, hopefully in the first couple episodes. Hopefully the first episode, it's decided what happens with Connie and Virgil. Did they go to Oceanside? Did they go to, Hilltop? Did they go somewhere and then nobody was there? Because I would assume people are still at Oceanside and Alexandria, and I kind of think they're going to start rebuilding Hilltop in season 11. So we'll have to see what happens there. But again, I haven't seen season 10, episode 17 yet, but that's something that I will have to be, on the lookout for. But I think everyone is concerned with Connie and Virgil in there too, and they don't have to answer everything in these 6 extra episodes, and they probably won't because it's 6 extra episodes, the extended extra episodes. These were kind of thrown at us because they couldn't start season 11 filming. They probably couldn't have everybody back. And it's just going to be, it was far less involved than normal, filming with cast, crew, directors. And it's not normal to have 2 directors film 3 episodes typically for it. I brought up the idea of Greg Nicotero not directing the first episode. Was it a big deal? Was it not? Probably not a big deal because he's probably filming other stuff. But he's seen in the behind the scenes stuff, and I don't see him on set, but he talked about the walkers wearing a mask and then prosthetics and then stuff over there, and they were clipping on hair, and they were wearing like gloves with blood stains and stuff on there too. So they were wearing gloves. They weren't wearing anything on their hands. They were wearing what looked like gloves on there too. So if you saw the opening minutes with Maggie and Judith and Nabila and Lydia and Negan, you saw a walker. But was it a whisper that died and became a walker? Was it a whisper? Was it a walker whisper? Was it a whisper walker? I don't know, but Maggie took him out, and it was gone, and it was a pretty awesome throw. The knife, I don't think was big enough to go through the skull there and then stab the knife in the back of the tree. But, it was a pretty cool effect, and it was pretty cool to see Maggie. And then you see Maggie and Judith talking, and it was pretty interesting, too. So, yeah, Fantasy Gamer says, Peter Griffin keeps spying on me over your shoulder. He's definitely there. I got that, a couple years ago at Tampa Bay Comic-Con. And it was funny because my wife was holding it. It's like a head on a stick, and it's designed for one of the local channels that had Family Guy on it. And my wife was holding it, and one kid was walking by her in a group of people, and he was like, and he was like laughing. And my wife was like, why was he laughing in my face? I was like, I think he was laughing at Peter Griffin doing the Peter Griffin laugh. And my wife didn't know what it was, but it was pretty funny too. So, Jonathan Wilder says, I have a great idea for your channel. You should do what if videos like what if Shane never died or what if Glenn never died, etc. I kind of have some of those. I have a Shane one for sure. I have multiple Shane videos because I think he's still a polarizing character. Is he a villain? Is he not? Is he, it's interesting on there too. And someone brought up a great point of Lori hated Shane and wanted Shane to go away and did not want Shane around her and Carl. And then Shane was going to leave. And then she kind of like was mad that he was leaving. So you didn't want him around, but then you didn't want him to leave. And Lori's definitely big to blame of Shane's demise and what Shane and her did. And Shane was terrible, don't get me wrong. He overstepped his boundaries and everything with Lori, and I'm not condoning that by any means, but Lori's to blame too, what happened with Rick and that. It was just one of those things that was just kind of crazy for it too. So thank you guys for being here. I went over an hour and 2 minutes, but thank you guys. I apologize for breaking down, but it just hit me like that too. Like, again, I was like, man, like I said, I've never been like that where I was like, I've cried giving speeches and, different things on there as well, because it gets emotional, and it just happens. And I'm an emotional person. I'm a Sagittarius Capricorn mix, so I'm a little bit of both. But, talking about the different magnets and stuff, but I'm definitely going to get more of those. I like the idea about the JSS. That's a good one. I'm Negan. Let me know. Again, hit me on Facebook, Instagram, at the PT channel. Message me on there too so I can start making it and showing you what it is and have some prototypes for it. Because again, I want to make the right magnets for you guys, and then we'll have it set up there. So again, we might do like 3 for $10, and then you pick one, so a fourth smaller one for free, put it in there as well. Put some extra stuff in there. I try to put stuff in there. Depends on shipping. If I can get extra stuff in there, we'll try to put as much in there as we can, but shipping is brutal through the post office, but that's the biggest thing. So yeah, Wilson, Daryl Wings, bro. I thought about that, and I gotta draw that, definitely freehand it and get a good for it. But I like that one a lot too, Wilson. But thank you guys. BJ Logan says, put dog on one. Dog's tough. I mean, dogs, it's tough to do those. I have a cat stencil that I can do that, but I thought it was pretty interesting on as well. But thank you guys. I appreciate it for being a part of it. And, I'll be back next Sunday, of course, talking about the episode. Hopefully I've watched it by then. I think I will have, and we'll be able to talk about it. But thank you guys for being a part of the channel and being a part of just this everything. So thank you guys. And remember, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. It's about love, support, staying positive, making memories, blocking out the haters. And when you're doing stuff, it's going to take time. You have anything to do big things in this world takes time, but you can do it. You can do things, keep working hard, whatever it is. YouTube, Facebook, career, education, dancing, writing, drawing, art, whatever it is, you can do it. Take your time, do it right. Like this past week, I had to install 2 new rear tail lights on the back of my car. I went on YouTube, I looked it up, how to do it. I was like, I can figure it out. I can do it. It's really not that bad. It's 3 screws, do this, do that, follow the steps, get the things. It took me a little bit longer, but I saved a bunch of money doing it. I bought the parts and went there and did it myself. You can do it, guys. Thank you, guys. I'll be back next Sunday. Enjoy the episodes.